of the things that would happen is that we would always come to Waco, to the mall up here. The Richland Fashion Mall was what it was called back in the day. And we would really meet some of the coolest kids. And what was really incredible is that kids from all the different high schools, Midway, Waco High University, they would all come, and we would be walking around on the mall. And the one thing that blew up right around that time was breakdancing. Everybody was into it. One of the things that was really cool is that we would sometimes meet each other, and it might be something that would happen, and we would challenge each other on the mall. Yeah. But then the main place that we would go to do the breakdancing was at the skate rink.
Yeah, skate rink. And then also we would go to Chuck E. Cheese, which is right now where Educators Credit Union is on Valley Mills. That was the original Chuck E. Cheese there. So we would also go there and battle each other on Saturday nights there as well. So it was different groups. We had several different groups around the community that would go.
What year was this?
84. 80.
And we were how old back then?
Let's see, I'm 55 now, so we're looking at about 15, 14, 15, 16 years old. So yeah, it's a long time ago. So right now, I tell my grandkids about it. That's how old I am. I have grandkids now. So, and they're 7, no, they're 8, 7, and 5. So, but they see it because I put it on TV as well. We'll watch, you know, Breakin', Electric Boogaloo, and Beat Street. They all see it and they're saying, "Oh, Popo, you used to do that stuff?" I said, "Yeah, way back in the day, I used to do that."
So
stuff.
how much goes on now with all that?
Nowadays, you know, it's a lot different. The changes that happened compared to what we did. I mean, because what we did now, but back then, you know, we learned a new move. It was something called, you know, we watched the Olympics back then as well, which they do something called the flare. If you ever watched the pommel horse, that's what the men's gymnastics do. Well, that's what we did, but we did it without a pommel horse. Yes. We did it on the ground.
And that is one thing about it, what really people got to understand. When it was called breakdancing, yes, that was breakdancing because we would almost break things practicing. We didn't have social media way back then. We didn't have YouTube and ways to learn private instructors. We had to get down every week and just practice and practice, hoping that we would create a new move.
Yeah. And then the only social media we got were the movies that came out, and there was only like you know, several movies that came out that we were able to.
It was a long time.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago, and you know, then you got now these groups nowadays where they got those, you know, you think you can dance, you got the Jabberwockies.
You have actual shows of such talented kids that have taken it to a whole other level, and that is just incredible to see the things that we did that we didn't know would even be going on 40 years later. But I think the movie that I would recommend people to go and look at would be Beat Street.
Right.
I think Beat Street is the biggest example of that New York lifestyle. Who would have thought that hip hop would have become so huge?
Exactly.
So this ended up becoming a 40-year friendship between me, Robert, guys like Jason Evans, guys like Bobby Franklin, Sean Zilka, Gary Hamley is some of the guys that were really incredible way back then. And one thing, if it can be mentioned, there is a guy who is no longer with us named Eugene McLennan.
Yes.
Eugene McLennan. He, to me, was one of the biggest inspirations for breakdancing for guys like me.
Right.
Because these guys were doing it in Waco when I was just a small town guy in McGregor.